JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, police find Brico 9mm pistol in St. Catherine operation. The police are reporting that a Brico 9mm pistol, with a magazine containing 3 rounds of ammunition, was seized during an operation in Bayshore Park in the parish today. The police said no arrest was made in relation to the seizure. Investigations are ongoing. Man charged in Kingston, triple murder. The police have charged the man in relation to the triple murder that took place on Prince of Wales Street in Kingston on Sunday, January 17. Charged is 24-year-old Shavar Evans, otherwise called Dada, a labourer of Eddie Lane in the parish. Evans is being charged with the murder of 21-year-old Raheem Brown of John Street, 20-year-old Coney Foster, otherwise called Big Red, of Lord Elgin Street, and 20-year-old Marvin Livingston, otherwise called Diamond, of Prince of Wales Street, all in Almond Town, Kingston. Evans has also been charged with 2 counts of shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm. According to the police, the deceased and 2 other men were standing on the roadway having drinks when they were pounced upon by gunmen traveling in a motor car who opened gunfire, hitting them. The incident happened about 7:15 p.m. The police said they were alerted and all 5 men were taken to hospital, where Brown, Foster and Livingston were pronounced dead and the other 2 men were admitted for treatment. The police said Evans later turned himself in following an intense investigation. He was subsequently charged and his court date is being finalized. Chang turns crime prevention focus on primary schools. Stung by an increase in homicides and other gun-related crimes, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says his ministry will be seeking to disrupt the recruiting of young people into criminal gangs by targeting youngsters at the primary school level and their family structure with preventative measures. My intention is to begin to look not at case management, but at family management, and the easiest way to access a family is through the mothers, antenatal health clinics, and the schools, because once you identify a child at this level, you can begin to identify the problems in the family and hopefully we'll solve them with other means, said Chang. Chang, the Member of Parliament for St. James Northwestern, was speaking at a ceremony to hand over tablet and laptop computers to students from the Flankers Primary and Infant, Spot Valley High, and Salt Spring Primary Schools, along with some community-based organizations in the parish. The presentation forms a part of the Local Partner Development LPD 6-year project, which is being funded by the United States Agency for International Development through the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative and which is implemented by FHI 360 program. According to Chang, the LPD's FHI 360 initiative will become more effective in advancing collaborative, evidence-based youth crime and violence prevention strategies. He added that civil society organizations and key public and private sector partners will be better able to mobilize and sustain targeted youth crime prevention efforts. We're here at the Flankers Primary and Infant School, dealing with children that are being challenged and working with the primary schools around the community, as opposed to waiting until you get the person committed, said Chang. This exercise is designed to prevent the process of recruitment, where young men in particular, who feel like they have no stake in the society and who from primary schools are channeled on a route that sends them in the wrong direction, he said. The National Security Minister said that many of the country's youth between the ages of 14 and 30 were being challenged and drifting into a life of crime, which at times turned deadly because they are not able to access basic services provided by the state. This is one mechanism, but the other is to get the public services to these people in their communities. The services that were designed to assist these people, they are not getting it. Education, quality health care, and the small but still important social safety net which government provides, added Chang. Clarendon businessman charged with murder. The Clarendon police yesterday arrested and charged a man with murder after he allegedly used a knife to stab another several times during an argument in his community. Charged is 37-year-old America Simpson, otherwise called Omar, a businessman of Bottom Allsall district in the parish. The deceased is 34-year-old Dario Bando, otherwise called Cooley, a laborer of the same community. The police said Bandu was at his shop along with Simpson when an argument developed between them. Simpson then allegedly used a knife to stab Bandu several times. The incident happened about 7 p.m. on Sunday, January 31. Bandu was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead, the police said. Jamaicans can save on light bills with new rate class, says OUR. The Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, has approved a new electricity rate class which will begin to affect residential and small commercial customers as early as this month. The Jamaica Public Service Company has been given 6 months to roll out the new tariff scheme, which will see customers paying different rates based on the time of day they consume electricity, as opposed to the standard rate which currently applies. Cedric Wilson, the OUR's Director of Regulation, Policy, Monitoring and Enforcement, said that most residential customers see most of their consumption happening between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. Because it's most expensive to generate electricity during that period, the logical thing to do is to charge a higher rate for electricity during that period, Wilson contended. The OUR explained that the cost to generate electricity varies depending on the time of day, and the new time of use scheme would reflect that. Between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., when most residential customers and their families are sleeping, is referred to as off-peak hours, and generating electricity at that time is significantly cheaper. Peak periods require more expensive effort. We use the most expensive generating plants to get you over that peak. You can start them up quickly and you can shut them down quickly. That is a gas turbine, and they are very, very expensive to run. During that period, the cost of generating electricity is much more, and that is why we refer to it as a peak period, because demand is higher and the cost of serving that demand is disproportionately higher than it would have been in other periods, Wilson explained. What is the advantage of a rate structure like this? What it does is gives people the opportunity to reassign their consumption to different periods. So you can actually move doing things that are expensive in terms of electricity cost to a low cost period. And in that way, if you're creative enough, you can reduce your bill, Wilson explained. For the regular residential customers, categorized as R10, they'll be charged $8.86 per kilowatt hour, while small commercial customers, categorized as R20, will be charged $6.34 per kilowatt hour. Between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., referred to as the part peak period, R10 customers will be charged $12.61 per kilowatt hour, and R20 customers will be charged $9.09 per kilowatt hour. And during peak hours, R10 customers will be charged $14.49 per kilowatt hour, while R20 customers will be billed at a rate of $10.46 per kilowatt hour. 11 COVID cases at blood bank. The Ministry of Health and Wellness today confirmed that a cluster of COVID-19 cases has been identified at the National Blood Transfusion Services blood bank. According to the ministry, 11 positive cases were identified from 46 staff members who were tested. The ministry said arrangements are now being put in place to test the remaining 5 members of staff. It said the staff members who are positive will be placed in isolation, even as the management team moves to ensure that the operations of the blood bank and its blood collection network continue to operate. The ministry noted that blood collection at the National Chest Hospital has been put on hold to facilitate deployment of staff to the blood bank. However, it said blood collection will continue at the National Chest Hospital on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., but during the week, individuals are asked to visit the Sly Pen Road donation site. Jamaica records its highest COVID-19 count in 24 hours. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is reporting a record 328 new cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. This is the largest single-day increase since the outbreak of the virus in Jamaica last March. It brings the total number of confirmed cases to 16,841. No new deaths were confirmed during the period, leaving the death toll at 357. However, one death was reported under investigation. According to the ministry, the new cases consist of 139 males and 189 females, with ages ranging from 1 year to 99 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 70, St. James, 53, Manchester 49, St. Catherine 43, St. Elizabeth 24, Trelawney 23, Hanover 21, Clarendon 15, St. Mary 10, St. Thomas 10, St. Anne 5, Westmoreland 3, and Portland 2. The country also recorded 51 recoveries, pushing the total number of recoveries to 12,225. St. Thomas Technical suspends face-to-face classes after teacher tests positive for COVID-19. Face-to-face classes have been suspended at the St. Thomas Technical High School in Golden Grove after a teacher tested positive for COVID-19. This week, the Belleair High School in Mandeville was closed because of a suspected case, and last week, face-to-face classes were suspended at the Yallas High School after a student tested positive. St. Thomas Technical Principal Karen Coombs said that the teacher began displaying flu-like symptoms on January 28, 2021 and has not returned to work since. Upon realizing that he was displaying flu-like symptoms, he withdrew himself from school and went and did the necessary checks, and we appreciate that, she said. He received a positive result Thursday. Coombs said the school has since activated its COVID management response plan. In the meantime, the Morant Bay High School this week began face-to-face learning program. Since February 1, it has been hosting 5th and 6th form students. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share. Leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.